What happens when the man you once walked away from no longer waits for answers? When the person you thought you understood becomes someone you can't read anymore? And when a single knock on a door turns into a moment that quietly destroys every excuse you prepared on the way there? The rain had already soaked her jacket by the time she reached the house. The same house she had left without looking back. The porch light was on, not bright, not welcoming, just on. She stood there longer than she planned to, fingers tight around the strap of her bag, breathing in like she was about to dive underwater. She had practiced this moment 100 times. The words, the tears, the apology that was supposed to fix everything. She raised her hand and knocked. The door opened almost immediately. No pause. No hesitation. He stood there, calm, dressed like it was just another evening. No surprise on his face. No anger either. He looked past her for a second, like he was checking the weather, then back at her eyes. "You're late," he said. Not cold. Not warm. Just a fact. Her throat tightened. This wasn't how it was supposed to go. The bus was, she stopped. Excuses already sounded useless. He stepped aside without a word and walked back into the house. She followed, unsure if she had been invited or dismissed. Inside, everything felt familiar and wrong at the same time. The couch was different. The walls were bare where pictures used to be. The air didn't carry her anymore. He went to the kitchen and poured water into a glass, slow and steady. "You can leave your bag near the door," he said. "You won't need it for long." Her heart skipped. "What does that mean?" she asked. He finally looked at her then. Really looked. His eyes didn't search her face the way they used to. They didn't ask questions. They didn't beg. "It means this isn't what you think it is," he said. "Sit down. You look tired." She sat because her legs didn't trust her. "I came to talk," she said quickly. "I came because I know I messed up. I know I hurt you. But things didn't work out like I thought they would, and I realized." "I know," he interrupted gently. Too gently. They never do. Silence stretched between them. She waited for the anger, the raised voice, the pain she deserved to see. None of it came. He took a sip of water and placed the glass down carefully, like noise mattered. "You didn't come back because you missed me," he continued. "You came back because something else ended." Her chest burned. "That's not fair," she said. "I loved you." He nodded once. "Past tense," he replied. "You used it correctly." She felt something slip inside her then. Control, maybe. Or hope. "You don't get to decide everything alone," she said, louder now. "We built a life together. You don't just erase that." He gave a small smile, the kind that doesn't reach the eyes. "I didn't erase it," he said. "I finished it." From the corner of the room, her phone buzzed inside her bag. She didn't look. She already knew who it was. He noticed the sound and glanced toward the door. "You should answer that," he said. "Some endings don't like being ignored." She stared at him, confused and unsettled. "You sound like you planned this." "I didn't plan your return," he said. "I planned what I would do if you ever showed up again." And in that moment, she realized she wasn't standing in the life she left behind. She had walked into something new, something she didn't recognize. And whatever power she thought she still had here, it was already gone. She didn't answer the phone. She switched it off and pushed the bag farther from her feet like distance could quiet her thoughts. "You're acting like I don't matter," she said. "Like 12 years meant nothing to you." He leaned back against the counter and crossed his arms. 12 years mattered enough for me to learn when to stop lying to myself," he replied. "That's not nothing." She stood up. Sitting made her feel small. "You don't even ask what happened," she said. "You don't ask why I left, what I felt, what I went through." "I already asked those questions," he said calmly. "4 months ago. Every night. You just weren't here to answer them." That landed harder than shouting ever could. She opened her mouth, then closed it again. "I was confused," she finally said. "I felt invisible. He made me feel alive again." He nodded slowly. "I know. You posted it all online. The trips, the smiles, the captions about finding yourself." Her face flushed. "I didn't think you were still looking at that." "I stopped after the divorce was final," he said. "Didn't see the point after that." Her breath caught. "The divorce?" she repeated. He turned and picked up a folder from the table, thin but heavy in meaning. He placed it between them. "You sent the papers. I signed them. My lawyer finished everything last week." She stared at the folder like it might disappear if she didn't touch it. "I didn't think you'd actually go through with it," she said quietly. "I thought you'd wait." "That's exactly why I didn't," he replied. She flipped through the pages with shaking hands. Dates. Signatures. Final words that didn't care about feelings. You didn't even tell me, she whispered. You were busy, he said. I didn't want to interrupt your happiness. Tears slipped down her face before she could stop them. I came back to fix this, she said. I came back to choose you. He looked at her for a long moment. Not angry, not sad, just clear. You didn't come back to choose me, he said. You came back because you ran out of choices. That's cruel, she snapped. No, he said softly. It's honest. She shook her head. You don't understand what I went through with him. The fights, the control, the way everything fell apart. I understand enough, he replied. I understand that if it hadn't fallen apart, you wouldn't be standing here right now. Silence again. Heavy. Loud. So what happens now? She asked. You just send me away? No, he said. You can stay here for a few days. The guest room is ready. You'll need time to find a place. Her eyes widened. You're letting me stay? I'm being fair, he answered. Not hopeful. She searched his face, desperate to find something familiar. You're different, she said. I had to be, he replied. The man you left didn't survive what you did. Her phone buzzed again, this time on the counter. A name flashed on the screen. He didn't look away when she reached for it. She turned the phone face down without answering. Does he know you're here? He asked. She hesitated. No. He nodded. Good. This isn't about him anymore. She swallowed. Is there someone else? She asked suddenly. Someone who replaced me? He smiled, but there was no warmth in it. No one replaced you, he said. You left an empty space. I just didn't rush to fill it. She didn't know which answer hurt more. He picked up his keys. I'm going out for a bit, he said. You can order food if you want. There's money in the drawer. She watched him walk toward the door, panic rising. You're just leaving me here? He paused, hand on the handle. You left first, he said. I just learned how to stay gone. The door closed behind him, and for the first time since she returned, she felt truly alone. Not abandoned, not rejected, just irrelevant. And somewhere deep inside her, a terrible thought began to form. What if coming back was the biggest mistake she had made yet? She barely slept that night. Every sound in the house felt louder than it should have been. The quiet wasn't peaceful. It was sharp, like the house itself had moved on, and she was the only thing out of place. When morning came, she found a note on the kitchen counter. Just a few words. Gone to work. Back around 7. No signature. No warmth. Nothing to reply to. She walked through the house slowly, noticing details she had missed the night before. The old photos were gone. The shelf where her candles used to sit now held books she didn't recognize. A bike helmet rested near the door, scratched and used. This wasn't a house frozen in heartbreak. This was a house that had been lived in. Improved. Without her. Her phone vibrated in her hand. A message she didn't need to open to know the tone. Apologies mixed with anger. Promises mixed with blame. She deleted it without reading the end. That alone scared her. 2 weeks ago, she would have answered. Begged. Argued. Now she just felt tired. When he came home that evening, he looked lighter somehow. Not happy in a loud way. Just steady. You eat? He asked, placing his keys down. She nodded. I made pasta. There's some left. Good, he said. I'm not that hungry. They stood in the kitchen like strangers waiting for someone else to speak. Finally, she broke. How did you do it? She asked. He glanced at her. Do what? Move on, she said. So fast. So clean. He shook his head slightly. It wasn't fast, he said. You just didn't see it. She sat at the table. I thought you'd fall apart, she admitted. I thought I'd come back to tears. Anger. Something that proved I mattered. He didn't flinch. I did fall apart, he said. Just not in front of you. She looked up. Then why don't I see it now? Because you're too late, he replied. That hurt more than anything else. So that's it, she asked. You just become someone else and I don't get to know him? He considered her words carefully. You knew the version of me that was trying to hold things together, he said. This version doesn't do that anymore. She laughed softly, bitter. I used to think you were boring. I know, he said. That was the problem. She leaned forward. I didn't leave because I stopped caring, she said. I left because I felt stuck. And I stayed because I thought that's what love meant, he replied. Turns out it's not. Silence again. But this time it felt heavier. What if I really change? She asked. What if I fix what's broken in me? He met her eyes. That would be good, he said. For you. And us? She asked, almost whispering. There is no us, he said gently. Not anymore. Her chest tightened. You're so sure. I wasn't at first, he admitted. That scared me more than losing you. She looked away, tears filling her eyes. I thought coming back would give me another chance. It did, he said. Just not the one you wanted. He stood and grabbed a folder from the shelf. The same one from before. Tomorrow we go through this properly, he said. I don't want this dragging on. She stared at the folder. You're really ending it. He nodded. I already did. That night, lying in the guest room, she finally understood something she had avoided for months. She didn't lose him when she left. She lost him when she believed he would always be there. And the worst part was this. He wasn't punishing her. He was free. The next evening felt different. Not tense. Not emotional. Just final. He had cleared the dining table and placed a laptop in the center. Papers were stacked neatly beside it. She stood there for a moment. Watching him adjust the chair like this was a normal task. Like this was any other decision he had ever made. I made it simple, he said. What you brought in is yours. What I brought in is mine. The rest is split as fair as possible. She didn't sit right away. You planned all of this while I was gone, she said. I prepared for reality, he replied. Hope didn't help me anymore. She finally sat down. Her eyes moved over the list without really seeing it. Furniture. Accounts. Small things that once felt important. You're calm, she said. Even now. He looked at her, not defensive, not proud. Calm came after I accepted something, he said. What, she asked. That I wasn't abandoned, he said. I was released. Her throat tightened. I never meant to break you. You didn't, he said. I broke myself trying to be someone you wouldn't leave. That was the moment she cracked. Not loud. Not dramatic. Just quiet tears falling onto the table. I thought I could come back, she said. I thought I could undo it. He closed the laptop. Some doors close softly, he said. That doesn't make them open again. She wiped her face. Do you hate me? He shook his head. No, he said. Hate would mean I'm still stuck. She looked at him then, really looked. The man in front of her wasn't stronger because he won. He was stronger because he stopped asking to be chosen. I don't know who I am without you, she admitted. That's the work, he said. The part one had to do alone. She stood up slowly. I'll be out by tomorrow, she said. I don't want to stay where I don't belong. He nodded. That's fair. At the door, she hesitated. If things had never fallen apart, she asked, would we still be here? He answered without pause. Yes, he said, and we'd both be unhappy. That truth stayed with her as she left. No anger followed her. No regret chased her down the street. Just silence and understanding. Later that night, he sat alone in the house that finally felt like his. Not empty. Open. His phone buzzed with a message from friends asking about a weekend plan. He typed back a simple yes and set the phone down. For the first time in years, his life wasn't waiting on someone else's decision. And that was the response she never expected. But it was the one that stopped her completely.